Hey, everybody, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Camp Kaiju here. Just saying we have our newest episode out on the podcast. It is all about Them from 1954. We got some great insight about that movie, which was really pivotal in honestly defining the entire genre of science fiction, at least in the 1950s, right? So check that out wherever you listen to podcasts or check out Patreon, of course, become a patron of Camp Kaiju as little as $5 a month, as much as 15, which, you weigh the pros and cons. It's going to get you tons of bonus material, access to cool merch, as well as the opportunity to suggest your own favorite monster movies for the podcast. So check out Patreon, check out campkaijumoviereviews.com. It does, you know what? It's all in the bio there. So hit the links and we'll catch you later. Until then, stay campy.
Can I say one thing about her character real quick?
Yeah.
The reason I do like her performance so much is because I feel like like I love the fact that she like resists Graham's advances and in addition to that, like I feel like she seems kind of like emotionless as a whole, and to me I thought that she kind of seemed very insect-like.
Hmm.
There's one shot where like she's wearing like a very tight black dress, and she's like in the middle of the shot in the background, and there are two other characters that are kind of talking in front of her, and she's sort of like looming over them like a praying mantis is kind of like the first thought that came to my mind. So to me it seemed like even though the character is kind of thin, she's almost playing it like she loves insects so much that she is behaving like one and is like taking after them a little bit. I don't know if that was intentional, but I thought it was a fun way to like make that character a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool reading.
Yeah, because yeah, I don't know, her performance is so like dry, I guess you could say. Like there's
Yeah.
really not any emotion in like any of her line readings, and I kind of appreciated that about it.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't like her she wasn't just eye candy.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
she had a job to do. She played it very, very tried and true.
Right. Yeah.
Much to Graham's chagrin when every time he tried to hit on her, you could just feel her rolling her eyes at him. It was really fun.
To continue the praying mantis metaphor, like the scene in which, like they couldn't do this in 1954, but if like they were to mate and then she would like bite off his head right away, I would love to see that scene.
Yes.
In the remake of them, that will happen.
Yes, which there will be one from Michael Giacchino, the film
Cool.
director, well, composer really, but yeah, Warner Brothers has announced a remake.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, this episode is well timed in that case.
I know.
It's like it was
Good call on
intentional.
our part.
Yeah. Michael Giacchino made a werewolf movie that you just wrote about on the blog, right?
Yeah, Werewolf by Night.
That's
So
right.
I think he knows what he's doing. I think he's got a good sense of genre and film history. So, I mean, based on the one thing I've seen, I don't know, but I'm not ready to dismiss it quite yet.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. And I also would love to see Werewolf by Night. That's the name of it, right? Sorry, I know
Mm-hmm.
you just said it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, should we talk about the form and aesthetic of the movie a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. I can begin if you like.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, the visual style is not very flashy in this movie, but I would say it's very, very solid. Like it doesn't call attention to itself, but in the manner of a lot of great Hollywood movies from this time, it is telling the story as effectively and efficiently as possible, is how I would put it. I also think that there are a few shots that are very striking that kind of seem a little bit abnormal, like or among movies from this time in the Hollywood era, or the classical Hollywood era, I should say. There's a really great opening aerial shot where there's like a shot taken from a plane or maybe a helicopter, and like we see a plane below that, and then a car even further below that driving through the desert. And there's like all this shrubbery that is casting like very extreme shadows in the desert. It's a great way to open the movie. Really, really spectacular opening shot, I think.
Yeah, I love the helicopter inclusion in this film. It's
Mhm.
like an old, like probably like one of the first model helicopters, and yeah, it's just really, really creative camera work. I really love, just to interject a little bit.
Mhm.
Well, no, I'll save it for the end. You can continue.
Okay. Um, there are a lot of good examples of kind of like striking compositions which come out of nowhere. I'll just kind of say a couple more of them here. I really love the scene in which a government agent, I think it's a general, is kind of giving an emergency broadcast about the ants. And we see a lot of different people that are watching the broadcast on various TVs. But at the same time, military jeeps are kind of like driving through cities all across America. So there are some really strange shots where, there's the emergency broadcast on a TV in the background, and then a bunch of just like average civilians that are maybe watching the TV or maybe watching these jeeps roll by. And it's a weird contradiction to me because having an emergency broadcast where the military is saying like there are giant ants, stay in your homes, is like seems a little cheesy and ridiculous. But then we have these kind of ominous images of like martial law and like soldiers like overtaking these cities. That scene was really, really well done, I think. And it takes something that could be kind of absurd and makes it weirdly kind of realistic. Like if this happened in real life, that probably is how it would play out, you know?
Yeah, I